Hi guys, welcome to another Rune Raker. Okay, so we are moving on to energy, okay? And energy, one thing that I really love, right? I think I showed you this. So the rune that I called the sun's reflection, right? Seagull's reflection, right? It is part energy, part moon, part illumination. And so to me, that's saying that it's part action and part seeing our truth. But the action part, okay, is energy. It's like this sort of sideways mountain, okay, or this E sort of an energy. All right. And so what first came to me is that change energy, okay, which is an equalizer. Okay, this is changing energy as an equalizer. All right. It equalizes and changes the energy from past, present to future. It is turned in to the karmic unwinding. It is also what I saw it as being is the reverse to the Sanskrit lettering for breath. Okay. And so, right, energy takes effort. Breath takes no effort. Breath is automatic. Energy takes effort, but as well, like the breath, right? Like that's the breath, right? The energy is the effect of the breath. The push out, the like the energy is what's behind the breath. The energy is the effect. Okay? Which I love. All right. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to move right into it today. My in-laws are coming in to visit. It's my husband's birthday. And then my in-laws will be here the next day. And they'll be here. And we're having a little staycation. We haven't seen them for 2 years. So they're going to come in and grandparent. Right? And as funny as it seems, you know, as excited as we are to see them, there is some of it where it takes energy. It takes action. It takes the enforcement of the effect to now you have to like put your energy into changing up your pattern. Okay, people going to be sleeping in our house. I have to make breakfast for everyone, right? Instead of just meandering up, right? Having my cup of tea, my cup of cacao, right? Like I have to get up and think of others. Because normally my daughter sleeps in because that's what teenagers do, right? They're on a different circadian rhythm. So we have to think about the effect, okay? The action behind things, right? We're changing the equilibrium here. This is they're showing me like a Tesla coil, okay? And they're saying that this is, right, the transformation of past to future to present. So, energy, right? Interesting. Envy, jealous, okay? Covetedness, painfully aware. Right? That's past. That's when we're looking at the past. Why not me, right? She's looking over her shoulder. There's some envy in this. And they're showing me, right? Not only do we have the E, but if you look at the V and the Y and the N, right? Like there's almost that symbol in there. There's almost pretty much the mountains in there. And it's the how do we take this energy of looking over our shoulders and being envious of others? How do we take this and equalize that energy and transform it, transmute it, transmogrify it into something else, right? Oh, that one. No, we're not taking them all. Thank you. Not taking them all. They're saying you can either attach to it playfully, okay? Be eager and engaged and have fun in it, right? Let the equalization happen with the higher frequencies. Or you can really hold on to it and block that energy, and you will be tired, drained, fatigued, unenergetic. Okay, when we block the transformation, we are blocking the energy. We are not allowing this energy to move in the way that it desires. Okay? And there is that sort of, okay, because we have, right? Energy is like the moon doubled. So it's like you're given a chance, right? Illumination, right? It's continual illumination, right? We're clearing it out. A continual illumination. It can go forwards. It can go backwards, right? This is what they want me to show you. It's in my Mindset Unicorn deck. There's a card they want me to show you. And it is the energy of, like, there it is. It is energy. Okay? What we send out comes back. And it says, focus your mind on energizing thoughts today and allow all of the positive energies of the universe to flow through you and flow back for the greatest good. The quote is, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, I'm going to place that right there. So, what else do we need to know here about energy? Queen of Cups, again, peace and compassion, right? You can create much more by being at peace within yourself than you can by being envious of another. Seven of crystals, okay? You always have other options to find different results. Okay? Walk on. Keep going. What is meant for you, you will find. The stagnant, the tired, the fatigue, the lack of energy comes from this very stagnant blockage in the middle of energy where it's not fully connecting. Okay? It starts and it stops and it goes back. And it just keeps trying to illuminate, right? The same thing. These are cycles, right? Why do I keep having the same people come into my life? Why do I keep having the same problems in jobs? Why can't I? Why does it? Walk on, okay? That's how you break that blockage. What is underneath this that we cannot see? There we have that Lord of Pentacles coming out again, King of Pentacles. It's easy to be envious in this day and age of social media and YouTube. Shit, I get envious looking at people's channels and they're like, oh my God, I've been doing a tarot channel for a year and I just hit 100,000 subscribers. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't get it, because you're telling people every single week that they are the shit and there's nothing wrong with them, and you're really not giving them advice. And then I have to go, oh, wait a minute, that's ego talking, right? Because I'm not doing this for the ego boost. I'm doing this because this is what I'm guided to by Spirit. I'm doing this because Spirit guided me to this. And it kept me sane and kept me from, hanging from the rafters in the middle of a pandemic. That's why I'm doing this, right? So it's about recognizing where we're getting out of our heart space and into our ego space that is blocking the energy. All right. Sometimes here with the Empress, okay, like every mother, there comes a time when you kind of have to just let your child, have to let them suck it up and take their medicine. All right. It reminds me of my 5-year-old self sitting underneath the candy thing at the grocery store and sneaking a caramel or two into my pocket. And then when I come home, my mother seeing those and saying, how did you get that? And walking me right back up to the grocery store to have to admit to my theft. Okay, there are times when we have to address what energy am I putting out there and acknowledge that it's all on us. It's not because of our parents. It's not because of our spouse. It's not because of our lover. Okay? There is a part of energy that is about stepping up, showing up, being in your authentic being. Okay? What else here? Okay. And that's crossed by the 7 of Swords. Okay. Betrayal. Right? There's the energy. Sometimes the energy, because of what we are putting into it, or refusing to allow to flow through us, is sharp and cutting AF. Okay. And it's almost like a betrayal to ourselves to allow that. Right? There's judgment again. How do you forgive yourself? Right? The waves are energy. It's almost showing me like biofeedback, right? It is about, it's about the natural DMT that you can get from meditation, shamanic journey, okay? Closing down the mind, releasing judgment, being open to the energies. And that's how we start processing it, okay? We start processing it with the natural DMT that our brain produces as part of that neocortex limbic brain loop. And so they're telling me that you could listen to frequencies, listen to binaural beats, right? You can listen to all kinds of different forms of energy to help you to process and remove blockages, right? How do you turn that, right? So that the swords, they're telling me the swords fall, okay? It's a process, and it's very important. Energy is very important, okay? Strength. We're going to see a lot of energy going through this month, okay? we do have some strong, I feel like, pre-Leo energy coming in, and that's going to help us shed this fear of being our authentic self, okay? Of allowing the electricity to flow through us. Seven of Swords in reverse. And it's being tapped in, always tapped in, right? See the energy? It's always tapped in. We're always tapped into the energy. And it's flowing through us. Okay, and it's almost like, I'm almost seeing this snake, right? Like it comes out of every one of these little energy fields is the electricity, okay, the energy. They want me to look something up here. Hold on. So let me look at, they want me to look up snake coil energy. Okay. No wonder. Kundalini. I'm like, why are they having me look up snake coiled energy? Kundalini. Okay. The secrets of the coiled serpent. Okay. Kundalini energy. This is serpent power. And it lays dormant until it is activated. Okay. In Hinduism, it is a form of divine feminine energy or Shakti, believed to be located right at the base of the spine. It is the coiled power. Okay. And listen to this. Okay, hold on. Where did that go? Okay. Coiled energy refers to a power which lies in 3.5 coils in the sacrum bone, right? I just talked about bone conduction. In the sacrum bone called Muladhara. She who is coiled serpent power, the primordial cosmic energy in every individual, which eventually rises up, okay? The Kundalini is your own mother, your individual mother. And she has tape recorded all of your past, your aspirations, everything. She rises because she wants to give you your second birth. But she is your individual mother. You don't share her with anybody else. Okay? She rises without any difficulty. Okay? Ooh, that just really taps into me. I love that. Okay, second birth. Okay, she has tape recorded your past, and what did we see? Right? The past, present, and future. The karmic unwinding. Ooh. I'm feeling like all the tingles on my head, right? And they're like 3 of Cups, and look, there's a unicorn. They're like, oh, unicorn, you're getting it. You're getting it. You amazing bitch, you. You're getting it. Thank you, Spirit. What else about, okay, this energy? King of Pentacles, 6 of Gardens, okay? So when your masculine is in a stable place, that is when the coiled energy will come in with this gift of your second birth of the feminine. Whether you are female or male does not matter. When you bring your divine masculine within you into that stability and that stable place, okay, you balance that. And then there is the second birth of their divine feminine within you. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle. The sea turtle. All right. And where's my glasses? My glasses. Okay, again, this is about getting that stability. Okay, this is the 8. When you're at the stability where the planetary energies and movements do not impact you because you have found this deep emotional stability within your masculine, right? Here is that feminine inner child riding it out, okay, on this masculine sea turtle. And I do see it as the masculine sea turtle. I actually wrote one of my Celestial Spark channelings is about the feminine sea turtle. Okay, but she's riding it out to her second birth. And we get the angel number 22. Okay? Once you have learned what you need to learn, sacred abyss. Okay? That's the doors open, the portal opens to the second birth. Okay? We are not climbing one mountain, right? There is not one birth, there is 2 births. Which is really beautiful. Okay? I love that. So let's go ahead and clear this. And then I want to move into Owl. Okay, Owl. I just want to get that done so that I don't have it hanging over my thought processes as I'm going on my break. And you can see my thought processes are in deep need. Okay. So we're going to talk about Owl. And I might have to bring down my goddess for you all. I have little beautiful symbols throughout my office here. I have a prayer flag from Nepal. I have a dream catcher that my daughter purchased for me. I have a heart tree. I have a giraffe, right? That reminds me to see ahead, right? That I can see ahead, but to follow my heart and not always choose to be in that ahead energy of my intuitive brain. I have a little Minecraft ceramic man that my daughter got for me. I've got a little Kabbalah stuffed guy that a friend made. I've got my goddess. I've got Rollo and Lagatha and Thor, Harry Potter, a troll. I've got my other Empress and Emperor on my altar. I have a fun office. Okay, so the owl. All right, the first thing that came to me is there's a symbol, okay, and I think it might be Polynesian. I might be wrong though, but you can see the sun, okay, which is very much a part of the owl. And I also, so I see this as being, okay, bright, the high priestess, okay? But what they showed me was that this line through owl, okay, right? There's that line, which can be considered ice, so it's kind of a bind rune. It is the line running from the heart chakra to the root chakra. And so it is keeping the throat chakra and above out of it. So owl depends on the way you want to look at it. You can look at it as being owl is completely high priestess. Okay, this is the Celtic third cauldron of air. Okay, so you can think of it as being, right, we've bound the root chakra through the heart chakra so that there's that activity. The fire cauldron and the water cauldron are not impacting what owl is thinking and saying. It's like it's just coming out, right? And you could also see it as owl coming into the night and grounding and not letting the thoughts or the words come in. Silence, all grounding heart energy. So I feel like it depends on probably the runes that are coming in, connecting to it. And it also brought up to me the story of Rabbit, okay? Rabbit and the owl battling for daylight and darkness. And it brought to me Totaba, the owl, seen as protective god of death and fertility. And what I also saw, right, was as soon as I looked at it, I saw my goddess, okay? That's what I saw almost immediately, was my goddess. And it's interesting because she has, you probably can't see it, but she has, like, there's a little seagull here on her, right? And I don't think they even realized that they were sneaking some sun into her, all right? But that is my goddess. And so the goddess here, all right, so I drew the goddess that I was seeing. And we've got, okay, right down there at the bottom, you've got kind of the energy of the moon, which is that grounded energy, right? The owl is in the moon. But we also have above that energy of the sun, right? Like she's holding the sun in, okay? Holding the sun or even the moon, like holding in the control of time, okay? The owl is the controlling here of the time, but it's protective of death and rebirth, protective of death and fertility, okay? And there's so many stories of owl and owls, right? And so many of the tarot cards that have owls in them as the messenger. So let's see here. What does Spirit want to tell us, okay, about the owl? Hurt, weathering the storm, betrayal, injury. Okay? The owl comes to us in darkness, right? When we are feeling at our most alone time, alone in the dark, is when the owl comes to us. But what the owl brings us is, okay, opportunity, promise, encouragement, hope. When the owl comes, right, from the darkness, right, from this very walled up Saturn energy here to Jupiter, hope, okay? So owl is this goddess holding the power, okay? Almost like a very scales sort of an energy. What else about owl? Strength. Owls can hear everything, just like the elephant. Okay, they are very smart, they are courageous, they endure, right? They endure the night in a way that we do not. They remember the patterns. I'm getting that sort of like, what do they call it? The noise that the bats make, okay? The echolocation. So the barn owl can come surprisingly close to echolocation. Bats are known for using echolocation, which is the use of biological sonar to see the dark. Because the sounds arrive at each ear at a different time, the owl can tell where the prey is. Its unique facial ruff helps filter sound as well. Okay, so owls can be trained to hunt, right? Because of this. So it says here, so this is what owls do, something similar to the echolocation. They use, it's called asymmetric ears to aid in the acoustic location of prey. And the reason is that one of the owl's ears is higher than the other. Okay? So we talked about the bone conduction, right? And we're talking about the frequencies, okay? And the owl, all right, we talked about the balance, but there's almost like the slight imbalance within the owl that allows it, right? Because the ears are playing a huge part in this card. But it's those ears, it's that asymmetry that really allows that power in darkness for the owl. And the wheel in reverse, okay? The owl cannot impact change. The owl brings messages, but the owl is not a symbol of time. Although it is the god of death and fertility, death and rebirth, the owl is just the messenger. The owl is not able to impact time. The owl cannot open the portal. Okay, the owl cannot impact time. What else about the owl? Okay, there's death, right? The owl, right? God of death. The owl has a curiosity about death. And with the Five of Swords, okay, the owl, wow, Spirit, the owl, okay, remembers, just like the elephant. I was being told that the owl remembers. It's like they're telling me that the owl, okay, is like a scribe of Metatron. And the owl symbol here as the scribe of Metatron, right, can see at the moment of death, in the darkness there, can see the past, can see the stories, okay, holds the stories. The owl holds those stories, perhaps to carry to Metatron, okay, on the light grid. Tell me more about, okay, again, it just keeps going back to death, okay, from death to rebirth, and this card is called Rebirth. And so the owl, right, is the messenger of death and rebirth. And again, can carry the messages, can flow through the energy, but is not the portal keeper. The world, death. All around the world, they're saying people know that the owl is a symbol of the cycle coming to an end. Okay, that something's about to end. But where there is an ending, there is a beginning, right? And the owl can see both the ending and the beginning. It just cannot impact it, stop it, manipulate it. Tell me more about the owl. The Empress. And it's interesting because this Empress is carrying the new birth with her. Okay. And she's carrying what almost appears to be pomegranates. And they're making me think of, is it Persephone that goes into the underworld, okay, and then comes out the other half of the year to live with her mother, and survives on the pomegranate. Okay. And so there is that goddess energy that I was picking up from, all right, fertility, death and fertility, death and rebirth. Okay. 8 of Cups. There's the energy here that it takes strength to do the owl's work, right? She is wearing the lion, okay, the Empress cloak, the lioness cloak, right? Because some things that end, right, death, hurts the heart, okay? But the owl is protecting its heart. The owl is using its strength to be strong in order to make sure that it does not carry the burden of the stories that it is carrying, that it is remembering, that it is scribing. It is not going to carry that energy beyond just carrying the imprint to the page, okay? but it's not going to carry it onto itself. So this symbol is very important if you feel like you are very empathic, that you learn the lesson of owl so that you are not releasing your strength by absorbing others' stories. Okay? Tell me more about owl. Yeah, where there is death, there is rebirth. Four of Cups, they are always traveling together. Owl carries endings and beginnings, always endings and beginnings. Okay? Where there is emotions of the ending, there is going to be the emotions of the beginning. They work together. All right? They are always together. Death and fertility, always together. And again, all right, Three of Swords. And I see this as being, right, owl. At the end, owl is taking out the swords, taking out the things that hurt, right, putting them onto paper so that the heart can mend, so that the new beginning can happen. All right. Seven of Cups, all the snakes, all the rebirth, Ace of Cups. Okay. Coming through that very loving, light, new portal, birth. Okay. The new soul coming into this realm. So let's go ahead and pull an oracle. And it's the Empress, okay? And it's cycles. Endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings, right? And she's carrying one of the rabbits on her head, right? And she's holding this plant. And it almost looks like, because I've got some eucalyptus right here, it almost looks like eucalyptus. Okay, so so there's a story here from in the El Cerrito Greenbelt. Most of the trees are huge eucalyptuses, and the owls have come and decided that they are home. Like they're being drawn to the eucalyptus trees. And there's something about the eucalyptus that the owl is being called to. And so I'm being called to look at the Egyptian eucalyptus oil. Okay. Just go with me here. So there are eucalyptus species that grow in Egypt. All right. And Eucalyptus camadulensis and Eucalyptus camadulensis var obtusa and Eucalyptus gomphocephala, and they're grown in northern Egypt. Okay, and they've been analyzing them for their properties, and that they exhibited considerable antibacterial activity against gram positive and gram negative, right? There's the balance again. Bacteria, which is, you know, eucalyptus is very important, is a very important oil. So I feel like, because I'm looking at my eucalyptus here, because I use that in my shamanic practice. And as an aromatherapist, right, I talk to people a lot about eucalyptus because there's different varieties of eucalyptus. Like you want to go with like radiata, that's more safe for children if you're using it. As well, safe for animals because eucalyptus can be very harmful to cats and dogs, depending on what variety it is. And so there's this energy at the bottom. We've got the challenge, right, of like the rhino, of the, I feel like the eucalyptus trees being destroyed. Okay, but they're showing me also on here with the Empress is that Owl is reminding you again, right? Thoughts. Owl is reminding you that one thought replicates times 10. So be very, very aware of what you are thinking, what you are bringing to the table, when you need to be in that intuition, when you need to cut that off, and be very much in grounded energy, open heart. Okay, death and rebirth. So I hope that helps you. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the week. Like I said, I'm going to do very short videos while I am on staycation with the fam. And so I did get through all of the runes that I had written in my book. And so when I get back, I'll see what else Russell has been wrestling around with and see if there are any others to bring forward. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed these. I hope you know, fall in love with these runes the way that I have, in a very beautiful, ancient, symbolic manner. All right. All right, guys. Bye.